Hello friends, those back pages here. I hope you're well. Well, tonight's episode is my 2020 National Day Zero recap. I started doing these last year, so I want to traditionally keep them going for as long as I keep going to the show. It's Tuesday on what should have been day zero of the National this year. Obviously, the show has been postponed or canceled, depending on what you believe. It is not happening right now. I'm not in Atlantic City. Right now, I should be pulling into Atlantic City with two of my close friends, having picked them up at the airport on the way to Atlantic City. But here we are. No show, and I am struggling with it, and that's okay, because everybody is struggling right now with everything going on in the world. Some people might say, oh, that's very petty to be so worried about a card show and all that. Now, I get that to an extent. I understand that to an extent. But, some of us need things to look forward to. There'll be no New York Comic Con this year either. I don't even know if there'll be a New York Comic Con next year. 100,000 people in one building is a lot. The National is not quite at that level. And speaking of the National, I thought that last year's Day Zero, and I did episodes on this if you want to go back and check it out. I recently have started watching National videos, like almost torturing myself a little bit. But if you go back to episode 182, I did look it up. 182 is my 2019 Day Zero recap. I did watch that the other night, and memories came back that last year's Day Zero, and I've been fortunate enough to go to the last 10 Nationals, and I think it was 5 or 6, actually 6, the last 6 or so going on that Tuesday before, being fortunate enough to know enough people to be able to have access to that. So yeah, go back and take a look at that if you want to. If you're interested. If you've seen it. If you're not interested, that's fine. There are only so many hours in the day. And I'm going to be showing you some cards in a minute, because who doesn't like to look at cards? And most of them will be rookie cards, I believe. So after I'm done here, I'll hook that up with you guys. It'll be here, iMovie magic. But before that, I just wanted to say something that, again, there's no wrong way to collect. There's no wrong way if you want to flip, you want to invest, you want to collect, you want to make money. All those things, everything has its place. Everything in its right place. But I see, it's funny that I saw this comment somewhere. I can't remember where I saw it, but it might have been on Carlos's video, because I'm Carlos last night. Would you take stock advice from someone that's been, proud to say they've been in the stock business for 6 months? Something to think about. something to think about. There's other things I want to talk about, but will not talk about those right now. But what I did want to say is that if you subscribe to channels that enjoy collecting, because they enjoy collecting and they enjoy everything that comes with collecting, eventually, well, not eventually, but it can lead to the proper, whatever you see as a proper collection. But you know, I see these, and again, I won't name names because it's not right, but I see these relatively new channels, and again, I guess that's not fair to judge someone on the time that their channel has been around, and that's fair. But I look at their, occasionally, not all the time, I look and see what they're putting out. Oh, look, you know, here's the top 5 cards you should be investing in. Okay. So I click on it, and it's got like 13,000 views. And again, the point is not popularity contest, but the video has, 130 comments. 13,000 views, 130 comments, maybe an occasional heart here or there from the creator. No interaction. I see people asking, hey, you know what, I've got $500 I want to spend. How do I invest this money? What can get me the biggest ROI, make me the most money? And I see this not all the time because I don't look all the time. But I like to think if you're here with us and you watch this channel, some of you have told me you've picked stuff up along the way. And that's great. I do this because I want to share. You know, when I got these in, I should have looked it up before I started filming. But when I got these LeBron 19 Prism singles in, I got a couple lots in them. I picked them up in multiple card lots. And there's the year prior, some optics, some first year selects. You know, and again, it's not about price, but these were under $2 each. These were under $2 each. These were $1 each. And then I think these are over $20 now. You know, I didn't say, hey, pay me for this information, join my service, join this, that, whatever. It's something I saw, like, oh, here's LeBron's first Laker card in Prism. And I know what Prism is. I've been a big Prism fan for a long time. I mean, if you want to go that route. But I'm not doing any of this to brag. I'm saying these things because the information is out there. You don't have to pay for it. I mean, sometimes you have to take risks. Sure. You know, not everything is going to be handed to you on a platter. But I think that, you know, you keep at it. You know, the stuff you see behind me is not something I just bought last week or 6 months ago. You know, some of this stuff I bought 15 years ago because I like it. Because for years people would tell me, and I've been a retail fan for 15 years now. And I still remember going to that Modell's in the Bronx in 2005, November-ish. I don't remember what day it was, what month it was, and I bought 3 2005 Bowman Chrome Draft blasters. They used to make blasters. They used to make retail of draft back then. I still remember that day. It was a gray day, cloudy. $20 each. Put them on the shelf. They're up there. I showed them off before. They're up there behind the bobbleheads up there. You know, why are you buying retail? Why are you buying this? You know, this, where is it? Why are you buying this here? This 2017 Prism football value pack box. 18 for the value box. There's a 19 optic. That's basketball. That's easy. But why are you buying these? Why are you paying $75 for this? It's crap. It's retail. Because I like it. And it turned out now it's not so much crap now anymore, is it? Do I have a lot of crap? Sure. Who doesn't? They're not. Primus said they can't all be zingers. So, you do it because you enjoy it. First and foremost, you enjoy it. It brings you joy. Cannot stress that enough. You collect stuff because it brings you joy. Especially during these times with everything that is going on. So I want to thank you for your support, for your feedback, for your comments, for your thoughts. It all matters. Because I'm always learning. And I hope you're always learning too. And I'm not sure if I'll put out another video before Hobbypalooza, which is Friday. Go to thehobbypalooza.com to see the complete schedule. It's going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Each of us will be filling an hour of live time. Trying to interact with you guys in these times, these crazy times when we can't get together in Atlantic City. Because damn it, I should be in Atlantic City right now. Right now I should be hanging out with my friends I haven't seen in a year. Right now. Alright. What do I mean by meat and potatoes? Meat and potatoes. Well, what I mean is, these are rookie cards that you should have in your collection. I might have a couple in here that maybe don't particularly apply, but since we're showing off cards, I figured, why not? Obviously, you should have at least one copy of your favorite card of all time. Even raw or graded, whatever you desire. Now, for some of these players, it's, when we're talking about rookies, there's only one, so it's pretty straightforward. But then, once 1981 rolled around, you've got multiple choices, which not always a bad thing, but not always a good thing either. And as the years rolled on, there were more and more choices. Let me start with... We're going to be looking at a bunch of cards, so if you like looking at cards, you're going to be happy. If you don't like looking at cards, I thank you for tuning in. Not quite sure why, but here we go. Here we go. LeBron James Topps Chrome Rookie. Now, LeBron James is a perfect example of what I meant. He's got lots to choose from. There's the Upper Deck MVP, Victory, more than I can rattle off by knowledge, but obviously the RPA, the sign stuff, Ultimate, SPA, all that stuff. But, when you come down to it, he's got the Topps Chrome Rookie. This is definitely a meat and potatoes card. Obviously, 10s are very expensive now. I've had this one for a very long time. But in any grade, this is worth owning. I bought this card as a True Gem BGS and crossed it over myself probably 4 or 5 years ago. So yes, if you're going to own one LeBron James rookie, non-autographed, limited, no ink, no numbering. This is it. Alright, and again, these are going to go all over the place. So, next up is Jose Canseco, 86 Donruss. This is a card that, he's in the Topps Traded set. He is in the Fleer set with Eric Plonk. He's got a Fleer Update card as well by himself. But this is just a staple of baseball card collecting. If you collected back then, 86 Donruss Canseco. Enough said. Or enough said. Next up, 1980 Topps Rickey Henderson. These are available in all types of grades. Very affordable. Buy yourself a low grade copy. If you collect baseball rookie cards, Rickey Henderson belongs in your collection. Next up is a card that's gotten quite pricey now. This is the 86 Topps Traded Tiffany Barry Bonds version. It is highly glossy. It's probably, I don't know if it'll pick up on the camera, but the non-Tiffany version of this, especially in the 9, is not very expensive. Love him or hate him, Barry Bonds cards, at least Hall of Fame cards. That's a pretty good card. Pretty good card. The next guy I can see on the pile here is from 84 Fleer Update. Now this is a stupendous baseball card. Left to right centering on this copy is pretty good. It's tough to find centering. This is 84 Fleer. This is the update version, but this is a very, very important baseball card. I'll use another I word. I'll leave our friend Dave, your friend and mine, I'll leave his word out of this, but as important. Speaking of important rookie cards, Derek Jeter, 1993 SP. Again, if you're not super concerned about the assigned grade or even the holder, I would probably caution buying this raw. Again, if you don't care about condition at all, I don't think these were counterfeited very much because of the hologram on the back. But, low graded copies of this are very affordable. And, it's already 27 years old. So it's not going to get any younger. Speaking of 80s I didn't finish it. Important baseball cards is the 84 Donruss Mattingly. Your thoughts on Dan Marino as a baseball player really don't matter. Well, that's rude. I don't mean it like that, but 84 Donruss Mattingly. It's right up there with the 86 Donruss Canseco. It's a must-own for a baseball card collector. Next up is from 1975. George Brett. 75 Topps. He also has a 75 Topps mini test issue and a 1975 O-Pee-Chee. So he technically has 3 rookies. Again, low graded copy of this, not going to run you a whole bunch. Next up, from 1985 Topps, is the Mario Lemieux rookie. I do not own the O-Pee-Chee. It's easy to tell the back is much darker cardstock. The fronts are identical, so you would not be able to tell from a far away like a average picture without knowing the back. Very I call him an underappreciated hobby star for what he accomplished in his career. Speaking of hockey, next up is the great one, Wayne Gretzky. This is O-Pee-Chee. It's the same deal like the Lemieux. You can't really tell from the front. the back is a much lighter cardstock, and it's more of a, I don't know if I'll be able to pick it up. It's accurately graded. I mean, it's got some creases. That scratches on the case there, but there's a crease right there. But it's well centered. O-Pee-Chee Gretzky rookie. Those are, you know, I guess you could, not even McDavid. I guess Crosby and Ovechkin from the 05 Young Guns Upper Deck. But if you're only going to pick one hockey player for your collection, it's going to be Wayne Gretzky. You know, it could be or how, but it's going to be Wayne Gretzky. Speaking of GOATs, Michael Jordan, 86 Fleer. Now again, this is a card you must own, and must own centered. Centering above all else matters on this card. The back's not perfectly centered, but this front is just fantastic. Shown that off a couple times. Let's see, next we've got 1984 Dan Marino, 84 tops. Dan Marino, well-centered example. And again, in that non-nines, you're not talking very much money. Jordan, not so much, but and of course you need an Elway. It is a little tilt there, very common for this card. Not very expensive. Just happened to have those both together. And you know, what 80s football run would be complete without a Joe Montana rookie? Damn proud of the centering on this one. So happy to have that. Speaking of the 80s, this is a must. This card is a must own. If you collect sports card rookies. If you collect baseball rookies, not so much. But this Bird Magic is the original 2 Hall of Fame rookie cards on 1 card. And this is to this day, this is a very underappreciated card. I mean, 2 of the greatest NBA players of all time, rookies, and then Dr. J in the middle. I mean, this is you got to add one of those if you're collecting multiple sport rookie cards. Let's see. We'll go this direction. Why not? Next up, from 1968, the other rookie card, Johnny Bench. Some say he's not in the top 5 all-time of catchers. I disagree. But this 68 card is, you know, accurately graded. The beauty of 68 tops, the burlap, it does hide a lot of defects. Alright. Next up, a card that you probably should get sooner rather than later. It's baseball as well, from 1967 tops, Tom Seaver rookie. Unfortunately, Tom's health is not the best, and you know, I do believe he is suffering from dementia. And this is a high number from 67 tops, so it's not easy to get in the first place. So I highly recommend you pick yourself up a Tom Seaver rookie. Now, if you've watched my channel for any amount of time, there's 3 guys that I tell you, well, one guy I tell you every time there's no wrong time to buy this rookie card, and that's Hank Aaron. This is a PSA 2. There's no wrong time to buy an Aaron, especially while he is still with us, because once that changes, guys, these will definitely not be the same price. This is got a little chunk missing right there, but it presents very well for a 2. It's very well centered. And I've told the story of this before. But again, I cannot recommend Hank Aaron. If you're thinking about it, don't think about it. Do it. Get one in your collection. I've got 2 more to show you, and they're not rookies, but they are important cards, and I'm just going to go ahead and show them off. From 55 tops, this is a Hank Aaron second-year card, and that's another angle you could angle yourself. If you can't quite muster up the funds to collect rookies, there's nothing wrong with second-year cards. Now this is a fantastic example of a 2. Presents very well, and I'll explain in a second why it's a 2. The assigned grade of a 2, which is accurate. Now here it is on the back. You can see it there. There's some glue residue right there in the cloud, right under F and falls. And then on the 47 card number, this is just a beautiful example of a Hank Aaron second year 55 tops. I paid up for this a long time ago. I paid double VCP at the time because look at it. I mean, I knew I wasn't going to find a better looking 2. It's centered. It's just a beautiful copy. So the last card I'll be showing you guys tonight is a player that excuse me, you should have a card of playing days card of this. If you collect baseball cards, you should have a playing days copy of this player in your collection. I don't care if it's from 1951 or 1969, anywhere in between. That's right, the Mick. You should have a Mickey Mantle playing days card, base card in your collection. This is a 56 tops white back Mickey Mantle. It is a decently centered copy, which was my main objective, and it's a 1. I know I've got the thing covered up there, that's fine. But, I mean, it's got a crease right down, just missing his face. It's got a couple spider creases that aren't breaking through. But, I mean, it presents very well. It's a very famous card. It's probably his it's probably his second most famous non-rookie. Behind his most famous non-rookie from 1952 tops. But this one, way affordable in even back then. You know, now I don't really follow the prices, but you should have a Mantle. And again, with these 2, with this Mantle and this Aaron, they took me time to find the examples I wanted, and I was not worried about the assigned grade. I was worried about the eye appeal, or concerned, like focused on the eye appeal. And if you look diligently enough and try to find something you're satisfied with, at the end of the day, tongue twister, not exactly. That's what matters. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's episode. I am very appreciative of you spending your time with me, telling my stories and things. Remember to always be kind, keep learning, share your knowledge, and cherish your collection.